All right, y'all, what's up? It's your girl, Deya Direct. That's right, I'm right here on Girlfriend FM, where we talk about all the issues that sisters are feeling and dealing with the most. And here to help us out is Valorie Burton. She's back, and she's got this wonderful book that we're talking about, and it is Thinking Like We Need to Think, which is differently. Successful women do what? Think differently. And we have 9 habits, according to Valorie, that can help us to be happier, healthier, and be more resilient. So, we've been talking about some good stuff already, so hopefully you've already tuned in. And now, Valorie, this is very interesting. I don't want to give it away because I want you to do it, but in habit 4, you talk about build your muscle of self-control. All right? Yeah. You say why your talent isn't enough and how to develop the trait that will take you to the top. Take us to the top, Valorie. Take us, girl. Take us where we need to go.
You know what? We get so caught up in talent and people's gifts, but you have to work your gift. You have to hone your talent. And that means you've got to have some discipline and some self-control. And there's a difference between the two. We usually use the words interchangeably, but self-control is in the heat of the moment when you need to do the right thing. You're able to take a pause, step back, and make sure you do that right thing, whether it's, not eating that piece of cake or not telling that person off, going to work out.
Valerie, we're emotional beings. I mean,
yes,
we feel things differently. We're hormonal. So, this sounds great, but is it really realistic?
It has to be realistic if you want to succeed at the highest level.
In a man's world, is that why?
But you know what? You're right. The truth is, women actually emotionally, we experience higher highs and lower lows. So when we're happy, we feel more happy than men do when they're happy. When we're sad, our lows are lower. We're twice as likely to become depressed as men. Mm-hmm. And these days, 30 or 40 years after, the things that went on in the women's movement, women get depressed for the first time at 14. It used to be 28. So we do deal with a lot of emotions. We have to be careful about that. But even in dealing with your emotions, if you can exercise some discipline, and what that means is when the thoughts come to you that are negative, if you can notice them, and if you can say, you know what, this thought is causing me to feel this way, whether it's sad, angry, jealous, I'm going to change my thought. Because when you change what you think, you change how you feel and you change what you do. And that takes discipline. I'm not saying it happens overnight, but you have to practice it. And when you do over time, you will see different results in your life. And this is why, that's why I call the book Successful Women Think Differently. They notice, they're aware of what they're saying to themselves about their circumstances.
I saw something on Facebook today that spoke to me, and it really supports what you just said. And a friend posted, if it's not loving or caring, I'm going to be disciplined enough to change my action today. If it's not loving or caring.
Yeah.
And I think you can add to that, if it's not healthy for your own life,
Right.
And if you can see that maybe feeling that way, you feel like you're getting at another person, if you're having a negative emotion, but in fact, if you can see that it's not healthy for you to hold on to that feeling or emotion, then you can kind of be selfish, but really it's positive.
Oh, it's very positive. In the book, I say, ask yourself, is this thought helping me or is it hurting me? Yeah. If it's hurting me, I'm going to change it. If it's helping me, I'm going to continue to have that thought. But you don't have to dwell on every thought that comes to the doorstep of your mind.
Right.
You have to start looking out the little peephole and go, do I want you to come in?
Right.
And if you don't, keep that door shut and change the thought.
So you need to own it. You need to own your own power. And just because you feel it or think it,
Absolutely.
Or as my mother would say, just because you think it don't mean you need to say it. Well, I haven't completely learned that lesson yet.
That's absolutely right.
I'm working on it. I'm reading your book, girl. It's helping me out. But, they called me Deya Direct for a reason, right? Well, okay, we're going to work on that. So, but this really leads us right into where I wanted to go, which is what you say in Habit 5, and you've already spoken about it a little bit, which is to cultivate positive emotion. And you say how a surprising but easy formula will save your relationships and transform your life.
Yes. So there is basically a formula that researchers have come up with that in your friendships, in your relationships, at work, you need about 3 positive interactions for every negative. If you don't have that, the relationship starts to break down. You aren't able to move forward. You aren't able to hear each other. And in a marriage, the ratio is actually 5-1. And they've predicted more than 90% accuracy whether or not couples will get divorced within 10 years by observing them having a conversation for less than 15 minutes. So when you really think about it, when you have to deal with the negative, you want to overcome it with positive. But negative outweighs positive. So you can't just have it be 1-1.
Why is that? If positive is so powerful, then why is it that negative actually overrates it or overwhelms it?
Negative is actually more powerful than positive. So, I could sit here and I could go, Deya, I love those glasses on you, and your lipstick looks great, and girl, I love that haircut. And then I could say something like, but
yes,
why
girl,
would you
me too.
black? So funny. But then if I turn around and say, well, why would you wear black? That's really not your color.
Right.
You're not going to say, oh, the glasses and the lipstick, and you're going to go, what do you mean?
No, it's true. And I'm going to think about that thing after you said it. I'm going to play it off, and then when I walk away, I'm be like, well, why'd she say that? She didn't.
Right, exactly.
And then I'm going to have to talk to myself a little bit more to convince myself I'm all right, but it's going to stick with me. You're right. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish it wasn't that way.
Right, but it is, and that's why, especially if you're going through challenging times, you have got to find laughter. You've got to find those positive friends. You've got to find those moments to do things that bring you joy. It is more important than ever when you're dealing with negative to make sure that you incorporate some joy and some positive emotion into your life, because it strengthens you. The research actually shows.
But if my joy is ice cream and wine, then I'm just saying.
Just a little more time on the treadmill, and you can do that.
Chocolate makes me feel good, but then
so have some chocolate. Savor your chocolate. Just walk an extra half a mile.
There you go. I like the way you think. See, you got me thinking positively already. Yes. Well, listen, you've given us a lot to work with, and I'm still in the process of reading it, and after I read it, I'm going to read it again so that it really gets into my spirit. I'm going to speak those things that are not as though they were, and I am walking in this thing, and you are helping me. So listen, Valerie's helping me. I want her to help you, and you need to get this book so that we can all get our habits together. Because listen, success is a work in progress, and you may be successful in certain areas of your life, but it's time that we get control of every area of our lives. And sometimes getting control really is letting go of control. Whatever it means for you, some of that solution is in the book. And so we want to thank you for encouraging women, and see, men, this is for you too, because when your woman is happy, your life is happier too. When she is self-satisfied and feels good and looks good, that all has benefits. Yes, residuals. We like the residual. Okay, so where can we get the book, Valorie?
They can get it everywhere. They can read a sample chapter on the website at ValorieBurton.com, but if they go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any of the Christian bookstores, Sam's Club, the grocery store, they have them in quite a few places. But if they go to ValorieBurton.com, they can get my weekly newsletter, and they can download a free sample chapter.
Valorie, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yay! I'm your girl, Deya Direct. You have been on Girlfriend FM right here. Where? On Time Joyner TV. All right, we'll see you online or on the air.